James Kaufman, World News Report today, October 5th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. We have Tropical Depression number 14. 35-mile-per-hour sustained winds moving north-northeast at 3 miles an hour with a minimum central pressure of 1,007 millibars. Very scary, headed towards Florida, and will strengthen quite a bit as it makes its way through the Gulf of Mexico. We also have in play Hurricane Kurt. Kurt has 120 mile per hour sustained winds, a minimum central pressure of 949 millibars, and it's moving north at 16 miles an hour. Now, this hurricane's probably going to end up near Ireland or the UK. We also have Leslie. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding Hurricane Leslie with 80 mile per hour sustained winds, minimum central pressure of 985 millibars. We have a tropical disturbance here with a 30% chance of formation, and we'll keep our eyes on that just coming off the coast of Africa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, over to my Fox Hurricane, taking a look at Tropical Depression number 14, which will very likely become Hurricane Milton very soon based on how quickly it's strengthening. I do see a lot of moisture here also in between Cuba and the Yucatan Peninsula. Let's hope this moisture is not picked up by this possible hurricane, or probable hurricane, we should say. I would think that this is building so quickly based on the last 2 hours of enhanced satellite that this might become a tropical storm by day's end and continue to strengthen as it makes its way east across the Gulf of Mexico towards the Gulf Coast of Florida. And it looks like they agree with me. They have this becoming a tropical storm today, Saturday, by 8 p.m. tonight, a hurricane tomorrow, a Category 2 hurricane after that. And then they have it going into the Tampa Bay, Florida area as a Category 2 across Florida and into the Atlantic. I'm guessing this is going to be much stronger than a Category 2 hurricane because the waters are so warm there. And this will probably pick up the moisture that we just saw here in between the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba. Jumping over to the spaghetti models of probable Hurricane Milton. This is very scary looking for everyone in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and even North Carolina at this point. If we take a look at the TABD model, which happens to be the most accurate in my opinion, this takes it right through Tallahassee again, through Georgia, into South Carolina, and into North Carolina. Most of the spaghetti models having it hit the Gulf Coast of Florida around Tampa and crossing Florida into the Atlantic. Only one model does not agree, and that's the TABS model. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big deal with FEMA telling us that they have no more money, although really, I don't know if they've spent any all year long. I didn't see much happen after the hurricane that hit Texas, and I sure haven't seen anything happen with the cleanup after Helene. Now, let's also remember we have Hurricane Kurt that looks like it's going to make a hard turn and head back to Western Europe. And behind that, we have Hurricane Leslie. It looks like there is a chance that it may head towards the east coast of the U.S., although I also see this hurricane turning and going into Western Europe at some point on its way across the Atlantic. Over to windy.com. We see Kurt here We see Leslie here and probable Hurricane Milton right here off the coast of Mexico, moving east, northeast, most probably into the Gulf Coast of Florida. Now, let's take advantage of Wendy's AI and see what it thinks may occur with these storms. What we do have going for us is this very strong cool front coming through from Canada into the Central Plains, and that may protect most of the U.S. from probable Hurricane Milton. I'm going to call this out as we go. This is still today. You can see how fast these storms are moving. It's into tomorrow, Sunday. And we can see Kurt taking that hard right. Leslie's south of Kurt. And we see that the Gulf of Mexico looks like a mess. This is into Monday. We're going to stop it here going into Tuesday. And it does look like Kirk has headed off the screen towards Western Europe. It looks like Leslie is still in play, but diminished quite a bit. It does look like probable Hurricane Milton has become a hurricane, probably a Category 2 by this time. Again, Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. It also looks like it's picked up all the moisture that was in between the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba. This could be a real problem. We'll continue and see what Wendy.com has for timing with Milton. Going into Tuesday still, and now we're in Wednesday. It looks like the outer bands will start hitting late Tuesday, i.e. hitting all of Florida that just got nailed, including parts of the Panhandle. And we know that Tampa got nailed really hard. And it looks like Wendy has it going right into Tampa. This is midnight on Tuesday, so we don't have a lot of time here. And you can see that Leslie is here and pretty much diminished into a tropical storm or post-tropical storm at this point. And continue forward. And then it looks like the eye is going to hit Wednesday. And they have the eye hitting right around or north of Tampa, which would be a catastrophe for Tampa Bay, Florida. Now let's see what happens after this with Hurricane Milton. Now they have it jumping over and becoming much stronger in the Atlantic. I don't know if this is going to hook around and come back at the Caribbean or what's going to occur. Take it as far as we can go. Right now we're still in Wednesday. Again, still in Wednesday. And ladies and gentlemen, that's only 4 days from now. This has already crossed Florida. And remember, some of the models have this going up through Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. And it looks like it wants to go out to sea by Thursday and not really bring that much rain and destruction to Georgia, South Carolina, or North Carolina. But remember, this is just Wendy's AI. We saw the different spaghetti models. Now, real quick before we go, we have another tropical disturbance off the coast of, well, the Pacific coast of Mexico with a 40% chance of formation that looks like it's headed up the west coast of North America. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have a real problem with possible Hurricane Milton as soon as Tuesday, i.e. 3 days from today. So, again, if you have a home left to go back to after the last hurricane, fill it with water, fill your tanks, etc. If you're in the line or path of this hurricane, assume it's going to be stronger than we're seeing on these models. And I will keep you updated, but evacuate as necessary. God bless. Please share and subscribe, and always remember, anything's possible in Bizarro World.